I'm trying to do a freaking review here, so can you please just shut the fuck up for 5 seconds? Thank you. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy. It's been a while since I've done an anime review. I apologize for the lack of them, but I proudly return to my anime reviews, kicking it off with Higurashi When They Cry. So the story of Higurashi When They Cry takes place in this rural Japanese town that 5 years ago almost got demolished to make way for a dam that they wanted to build. The people rioted and complained, and in the end they came out victorious. But after that incident, strange and mysterious deaths start to occur every year at the same time, the Con Drifting Festival. And our story, or I should say stories, takes place on the 5th year of these strange occurrences, following a set of characters that both try to find out what's the mystery behind these mysterious deaths, and also as they fall into madness. Now, I heard about Higurashi When They Cry for a very long time. A lot of people call it one of the scariest animes they've ever seen. One of my good friends, his name is Daniel, actually was the first one to tell me about Higurashi, and a lot of you have requested me to watch this anime, so I finally got around to watching it. I wish I reviewed it in October, but October was a very shitty month for me, I'm not gonna lie. But here's my review now, and what do I think about Higurashi When They Cry? I enjoyed bits and pieces of it, although I didn't find it as scary as people made it out to be. But we'll get to that soon. Let's talk about some of the good aspects of this anime. The first thing that's really good about this anime is actually the stories. They were very interesting and really engaging. You're trying to follow these characters as they go through situation after situation, trying to understand what the hell is going on. The story structure in this anime follows the Amagami SS style of telling multiple stories tied together by one overlining plot point. And the overlining plot point in this anime is the mystery behind Oshiro's curse. I don't know if I pronounced it right. If I didn't, please correct me. All the stories at one point will make mention to Oyashiro's curse and how it pertains to the mysterious deaths that happen at the Con Drifting Festival. The next thing that I really liked about this anime was the characters. Each one of them were well developed. I liked most of them, and I understand the turmoil that most of them were going through. Now, mainly in this anime, we follow the character of Keiichi Mabura, who is the newcomer. He came in last year, and he's kind of just getting a feel for what it's like to live in this rural Japanese town. And being an outsider, he doesn't really know about most of the things that happen in this village, and when he discovers them, it kind of drives him into madness. And that was actually one of the aspects that frightened me and I thought was well executed, was the descension into madness that the characters went into. I mean, they went batshit insane. And the whole atmosphere of the anime also makes you feel like you're going insane, like you have become deranged, because you don't know what's real anymore. Is the curse real? Is it fake? Who's actually doing all this? Okay, I'm good now. Going back to the characters, like I mentioned, I liked most of them and they were all very well developed. You get an understanding of these characters and why they fall into madness and why they end up doing the things they do. And as much as Keiichi is the main character of the anime, there are some stories where he is not the main focus and other characters take the center stage. Like there's one story following Reina as a character and her descension into madness, and there's another story with the two twins, Mion and Shion, as one of them falls into madness. And like I said, most of the stories were very interesting, and it was because of the characters that made it interesting. And the last thing that really intrigued me about this anime was its ending. I was very puzzled by this ending. I don't really understand it. I got a little inkling about what it could be. Now, I'm not going to say what it is, but it really intrigued me and it makes me want to go see the second season to see if they'll explain that ending. But as much as I really enjoyed the characters and their descension into madness and the intriguing stories, there are a lot of things that I did not like about this anime. The biggest problem that I have with this anime is that it wasn't that scary. And I think that's attributed to two factors: the animation and the voice acting. The animation is so dull and bland that it ruins the horror essence that this anime was trying to portray. It ruined it so much to the point that it actually took me out of the anime. I was no longer scared by any of the scenes because of the animation. Now, I actually read the manga adaptation to this anime first. It was a game, and then they made it into an anime, and then they made a manga adaptation of the anime, and I felt like the manga adaptation did a really good job at capturing the horror elements in the anime that the anime did not have. And I think that's mainly because when you're reading it from panel to panel, you actually feel the tensity of the scene. And the black and white coloring really added to the horror essence, where the anime, you know, it was colored and stilted animation that it just sucks you right out. In all honesty, I felt like the story worked better in manga form than it did in anime form. So if you're very interested in checking out Higurashi When They Cry, I highly recommend checking out the manga first before watching the anime. Now, that's not to say that the animation was bad throughout the entire anime. There were moments later on in the series where the animation did pick up and it got a little better, but it was a little too late. And it still didn't scare me, which is the biggest fail that a horror anime could ever achieve. And the last thing that really added to the anime not being scary was the voice acting. I felt like the voice actors did not do a good job at portraying the intensity and the horror of a scene. I'll give you an example. There is this one scene where Reina is telling Keiichi a story, and the look on her face was that of pure horror. You can tell that she was terrified just remembering this story. But the voice that went with the scene was very calming, as if she's still telling the story in the most monotone way. It did not match the scene at all. It was like two different feelings. There's the look of terror, but the voice of calmness. It didn't match. It didn't mesh. It really took away the gravity of that scene. We're supposed to feel how Rena is feeling. She is terrified. She is scared. But the voice acting did not emphasize that at all. And the last thing that I didn't like, although I liked most of the stories, I did feel like some of the stories were a bit unnecessary and did not matter in the grand scheme of the anime. If you were to pluck out that one story and throw it away, I don't think it would have ruined the flow of the anime. There's this one story that takes place 3 years before an event occurs in the town that follows one of our main characters meeting this one guy, and I was thinking to myself, out of all the stories in this anime, which one really didn't fit? And it was that story. If that story never exists, it wouldn't have mattered. But overall, although I had a few major problems with this anime, I still thoroughly enjoyed Higurashi When They Cry. It had some compelling and interesting stories with interesting and well-developed characters and some frightening moments. And that's why I'm gonna give this anime a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's not great, but it's a rather enjoyable anime, and if you're a fan of horror anime, I definitely say you should check it out. But anyway, what did you guys think of this anime? Did you like it a lot? Did you find it boring and dull and you didn't find it scary at all? And let me know, what is the most horrifying scene you've ever seen in an anime? Comment below. Let me know. Also, stay tuned. I have another anime review coming soon, and I can't tell you what it is, but I can give you a hint. It's gonna be gigantic. No, not that one. I also will be watching Thor: The Dark World. I'm gonna see it Thursday night and have a review out by Friday, hopefully. But until then, guys, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony Watt II from the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.